Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Spices and Flavors. So today let's make some light, crispy, crumbly and oh so buttery butter biscuits as requested by you guys. And that too using just 3 ingredients. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to Spices and Flavors, then please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for instant notifications. As always, we will first start by preheating our pressure cooker, for which I am adding a layer of salt at the base of the cooker, spreading it out evenly, and then I'll place a stand and close the lid without any gasket or whistle. We will preheat it on high flame until our cookies are ready to bake. Let's start with our cookies. So here I have taken some softened butter and icing sugar in a bowl. To soften your butter, just microwave it for 20 seconds before use or leave it at room temperature for 1 hour. And as always, just read the recipe method before weighing out the ingredients. Like for example, here the recipe calls for beating the butter and sugar. So I have weighed it in just one bowl in which I'm gonna beat it. This means no extra dishes to wash, it is not time consuming, and your baking experience would be fun too. So before beating it with a hand machine, I'll just mix it using my spatula so that when I use my machine, it won't splatter all around. So you just have to beat the butter and sugar until it is well combined, say maybe around 4 to 5 minutes. There is actually no need to cream it like the way we do it in our cake making process, where we ensure that the butter is light, fluffy and turns pale in color. So for this cookies, it's just enough to beat them until combined, say around 4 minutes. Do remember to scrape your bowl every now and then. Once the butter and sugar are combined, add in a capful of vanilla extract. This is just for flavoring purpose. You can skip it if you want to, but I would highly recommend you to add it. Once the vanilla extract is beaten, scrape the bowl and start adding your dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, here I have taken some flour and a pinch of salt, which I will add in 2 stages. So once you add the half of your flour mixture, just mix it with your spatula. Once again, for the same reason that it does not splutter when you use your mixer. And after that, beat the flour into the butter and sugar mixture until it is well combined. You will see that it would be crumbly in the beginning, but as you go on beating it, it would turn into a creamy and soft batter. Just like the way I'm showing it to you. Scrape the bowl and add in your next set of flour. Always scrape off the batter from your whisk. Never waste out anything, right? Now that our batter is ready, I'll transfer everything to a piping bag with a big star nozzle attached to it. So let's start piping it onto our baking tray. I have lined the baking tray with the parchment paper. And now let's start piping small rosettes onto it. So for piping the rosettes, always hold your piping bag straight down, push it in the center, then take it in a circle from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and when you come to 3 o'clock, just release the pressure. Observe it now. Press it in the center, take it to 12 o'clock, then 9 o'clock, then 6 o'clock, and when you're about to reach 3 o'clock, just release the pressure. So always hold it at a height, and that is how you will get a depth in your rosettes. And since we are piping the batter into a rosette shape, I guess that is where it gets its name called piped biscuits. So I'll bake this in the oven using a double pan method at 180 degrees Celsius for 8 to 10 minutes. Wondering what is a double pan method? I'll leave a link for you in the description box below, from which you can read and learn everything in detail about baking. The remaining batter, I'm gonna pipe it onto our idli stands to bake it in the pressure cooker. So after baking so many cookies in a pressure cooker, I learned that it is always better to leave the last stand empty. Do not pipe anything into it, as it bakes quicker and turns darker in color. I am just greasing the rest of the stands with some oil, and let's once again pipe small rosettes in the center. Now that was one way of making the piped biscuits. I'll also show you one more method that we follow in bakeries, that is making a finger biscuit, for which we will just draw a straight line throughout resembling a finger and bake it. So this is another way of making these biscuits, which is known as finger biscuits. Apart from that, if you find making a rosette difficult, then you can make a simple star-shaped cookie. For making the star cookie, all you have to do is hold your piping bag straight down and push in the center and release. That's it. Like so. Now let's quickly assemble the cookies in our idli stand and bake it in the pressure cooker. So let's place the idli stand in the preheated pressure cooker and bake this for around 12 to 15 minutes. Yes, do remember to lower your flame to medium once you place the stand inside the cooker. So it's been 13 minutes now. Let's just open the cooker and see how our cookies look. Yes, this is exactly what we are looking for. So what you have to observe that it has started turning golden brown from the corners and the center remains pale. That is the point you know that your cookies are baked to perfection. And my cookies from the oven are ready too. You can see 2 batches here. So this one I baked for 8 minutes, which is what we want, the golden brown corners and pale in the center. This is the color we want. The base also looks cooked. So this was baked for 8 minutes, whereas this one I baked for 10 minutes. You can see it has turned lightly darker in color. Both of them are cooked perfect. It's not overbaked. It depends upon what color choice you are after. However, in the bakeries, we bake it to the paler color, that is the one that was baked for 8 minutes. Also remember that the cookies straight from the oven will be soft, but give it time to cool and it would be crispy and crumbly, just like the way it snaps up here. You might think that, oh, it's still soft, I need to bake it for a minute longer, but please do not, it will crisp up on cooling. So do not overbake and enjoy your crispy, crumbly, light and bakery style super buttery butter biscuits with your evening tea. Give me a big fat thumbs up if you happen to like this recipe. Comment below and let me know if you would want to see more these kinds of tea time biscuits or cookie recipes on the channel. And yes, please do subscribe to my channel for future videos. I'll see you soon with yet another recipe. Until then, this is Sushma signing off from Spices and Flavors. Enjoy your tea time. Take care. Bye-bye.